especially on the T side. With how dominating Tyloo already looked on Mirage CT side compared to their T side, it's going to be a tough map nonetheless, but I do hope Bren has something up their sleeves because I want to see them progress further on the tournament. I think they have, those signs of life. Some things need to be ironed out. Maybe some firepower still going to be missing within the roster. But here we go. Tyloo, CT side, Bren's T side. And we're already going to see... Well, I guess Kevlar bought up for Bren. I'm curious if they're going to buy any utility behind this to go for an inner hit. That's generally where we do see the bomb go most times. And it looks like we're already having a tech pause off the bat.
I think in terms of roster changes, the thing I'd like to see for Bren is getting in, especially because they're playing most of their games online, getting in a coach that can act as sort of an IGL and keep them in check. I'd love to see them. Obviously, it's never really feasible for this level of teams, but geez, if you get them to Europe for a couple months and get them just scrimming against some good tactically adept teams. I mean, look, the reality is when they play versus Tyloo, versus Vici, probably Tiger as well, realistically, I guess we would have expected, they should get stomped. And they need to get stomped a couple of times, a good couple of times, so they can really start to realize, okay, our version of Counter-Strike is not working. We need to adapt. We need to take a new approach. And then scrimming versus European teams would be a great way to get there. But unfortunately, it's not really feasible. We're on their T side. They're moving out to the side already. And blitzing out on A with their smokes, blocking off a lot of these angles. They've managed to get up close with the Glocks, but the fights are not going their way at the start. Derek does his very best to pull it all the way back. The fade through the smoke just as the reload starts. And Ja with an absolutely huge double opening.
Left Poppy now. And the 1-on-2. Pop. Oh my. You shouldn't be able to win this. They have the pincer. The quick little turnaround gets the first kill. He's got 7 bullets left, 6. He's got to be very careful. The reload comes through. Somebody's going to get some ground from this one. The burst fire even trying to come through. The shot's being rattled off, and somebody just overpowers him from the top. A triple kill for him. And Tyloo will take the pistol.
Yeah, a nice close round at least. So you already saw the tactics being deployed by Bren. They know their smokes. They have their ideas. Now, the reason that we favor Tyloo so much in this map is because we have no data on Bren. They haven't played it in a long time. Last 3 months, no history on HLTV. And picking it is definitely a risk, considering the fact that Tyloo are no strangers to this map. But you have to imagine that as they've chosen it, that they've seen something, some opportunity there. Maybe it was the game versus Invictus that Tyloo failed to close out. Maybe it was the 16-10 win over D13 that Bren think they can do one step better than. The problem is, a team like D13 have got Annihilation, so I'll accept a closer scoreline versus Tyloo because he can do so much damn damage. But when you look at Bren, CT side, where's the opping going to be? I feel like that's a battle Tyloo win pretty much every time. Tactically, Tyloo win. As individuals, Tyloo win. So I don't know what Bren have got in store for us, but it better be some next level stuff. Because if you come in just playing a good train versus Tyloo, you're probably still going to lose. It needs to be an amazing train.
Yeah, I mean, I think not even a great train. Just thinking about, Dan King picking up the AWP on this map, the potential as well for the double op. Just based off that fact, and as we just mentioned before, like Wits kind of competing against that, hasn't really been able to stand out across the other operas we've seen so far in this tournament. But either way, we're going to see comp control going to be gifted over to Bren. Attacker, I'm a little bit scared for him because they actually been able to push up against him and catch him off guard. And Summer still manages to get one. Dan King responds with a kill into pro, and it's still going to be the 2-on-2 where it was looking pretty decent for Bren. You got the bomb train. You got the bomb making its way here. Dan King needs to be Molotov'd off, so he can't even assist into this.
I don't like that. That's
true.
He's keeping the scout. Why is he keeping the scout on this health? He should have the AK. In fact, that would have been a kill had he have had the AK. The amount of time he had to respond on that one. Now Jazz got 10 HP, has to hit a headshot. I mean, you might as well have the scout in this kind of position, right? But he can't spam the smoke with a scout. As he goes looking for the diffuser, there's only 5 seconds left on it. He might think the player's pulled off, but at this point, oh, he's so close, but he can't hit the headshot. A 10-second diffuse inside the smoke. That is heartbreaking, and then Jad dies as well. Although he will still get the money due to them getting the bomb plant, what he doesn't get is to keep his weapon. That is not a round Bren should lose. They had it in the bag, and I guarantee you, 99% of teams in that situation with the scout player on 90 HP and the other on 10 will swap weapons. I was waiting for them to do it, just watching and seeing them walk further and further away from each other. Wondering why that wasn't happening.
You know, I don't know what there is to necessarily say about that. 10-second defuse. A clutch out of the round again. I mean, it looks like, again, we're having some tech issues on the server. Not sure exactly why. I think, yeah, Tyloo did drop a player. And hopefully summer comes back, because I'm not ready for winter. And Tyloo definitely going to need him. They continue this pace. I am worried, though. Like, the fact is, like, their CT side was all right on Mirage. They did pick up, you know, some good rounds. 8 rounds. Like, they're able to get the better of Tyloo, but their T side hasn't been able to contend up against the individual skill and more importantly, I think the crossfire. I feel like Tyloo seems so well drilled in the angles they're holding. Thinking back to Mirage on the B site, the way slowly in summer just kind of had a crossfire set up, and whenever they did rotate positions, like the other would switch up his angle to match.
Yeah, you're saying about you're not ready for winter. I don't know what the hell's going on here, Jason, anymore, because one day it's like 25 degrees, the next it's 10, the next it's 2, then it's 25 again. I don't know if it's going to be a lashing rain or if it's going to be beautiful blue sunny skies. I hate this country.
Well, I mean, I'm happy that it's cooled down a little bit. They don't believe in air conditioning here, and something worse than sweating all day in a chair.
Yeah, it was very hot in that first week.
I hate showering 3 times a day.
Yeah, I was doing 2. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I was just so sweaty after broadcast. Yeah, it's a nice temperature now. In Ireland, anyways.
What is it there?
I don't know, it feels nice. Let me see. 12 degrees at the moment.
That's
peaking up to 18.
Nippy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is 7 a.m. It's obviously going to be quite cold, but yeah,
I do keep forgetting that. Because I was waking up at like noon or like 11 to 1 p.m. ish.
Yeah.
Before this, so then whenever I wake up, I'm like, oh, it's already late in the day, and then you know, we finished our first series. It's still like before 10 a.m. normally, and I'm like, what?
Now so today we're going to get 18 degrees Celsius with 93% humidity.
93% humidity?
Yeah.
So you like just drink the air practically.
It rains a lot here, so the humidity is always pretty high. Although generally it's like 1 degree, so doesn't matter. It's just cold. I wonder, does that also make, if it's cold and there's high humidity, does that make the wind worse because it's also droplets of water? I imagine then if there's like a heavy breeze, you'll get even colder faster. I don't know.
It'd hurt your face just being hit by like small little pieces of ice.
It's getting eroded away.
Well, we're back into the game. Looks like the Summer has rejoined. Got his PC sorted out. Yeah, it's 2-0 for Tyloo. We're gonna see Bren on some pistols. A little bit worried though, because Sully has some aggression. He has some confidence being built up. And then he does catch on to Wits and Jaw and takes Wits down to 59. It's already softened him up, but they're gonna leave slowly to defend the inner site by himself. You still have Summer to rotate in. Attacker there as well, both just holding this drop down. And there's a chance Tyloo can get the bomb down here, to be fair.
Yeah, the chances are there. They're taking it really slowly, but we're not seeing anybody start to push up on the A side, I think, understandably, versus this kind of buy. I like the change up from slowly as well, that he's playing back B. Previous round, he pushed up that ramp, got decimated. And now it's a much more passive hold up against those pistols. Molly down with 40 seconds. He's trying to really run the clock out. They're coming in through upper. And he's all alone. They're going to have to concede a bomb plant realistically. Here come the smokes. Here come the flashes. They know now what's going on. A little bit too late. Bombs crossed. No, bomb hasn't crossed. It's only coming now. Oh, that's a bit risky. Luckily, still makes it there. Should be planted. And from that point, I mean, Bren have already got a good round. Now let's see how many more kills they can manage to clock up. They need to do some damage. The USP out for attacker. I don't know about that one, buddy. Papi Chulo. Sneaky beaky. He's on the flank looking for some victims, and he's got at least one there. Maybe a second with low HP. Summer goes down, but the bomb's just being stuck. Nothing he can do about that. Oh, it wasn't actually. Somebody came off it to look for the kill. Was it? He obviously didn't have a kit, so he couldn't just stick it all the way down for 5 seconds. That was great damage though, Jason. I mean, overall, that round was so good for Bren.
Yeah, I mean, they get like big kills. Even like Poppy, just in terms of confidence to come around, get the 1D, get a second 1D on a Summer. On up to close out. And I mean, obviously, close isn't going to win you rounds here for Bren. And we saw that happen on Mirage too. Like they had a 5-on-3 that they kind of peaked one by one into and eventually fell. Same thing coming out of B apartments multiple times. They don't need close. They need dominating, I almost feel like. It's just barely beating Tyloo. I don't think, even if you can take the map, I don't think you can really, oh my god. Well, that was definitely dominating for pro. But I don't think you can barely beat Tyloo in this series if you're Bren. You got to have that dominant game. And I think it might come down to, you know, eking out the rounds and you know, maybe winning 16-14 or something. But on train, they need some pickups. They need some big plays. They need someone to step up for them.
That is what's been missing so far. So we look in towards the B site. We talked about Slowly's aggression, how well timed it generally is. It didn't pay off in the second round with just 1-for-1 trades, but now he's got a chance to catch them off in upper. The push is coming down the ramp. 4 players at least, maybe the 5th as well. He's been spotted though. Now he's in danger of the push from up behind. Caught with a molly out. It's a free kill to Derek. Slowly harassing them on the site, making sure they're lining up for attacker. Gorgeous stuff. As Jazz left alone, the AWP recovered. He's in a molly, has to push to the open, but gets killed by it. Yeah, that harassment by Slowly made sure that they were on that side of grade train, so when attacker peeked through, it was just easy pickings.
Like I was saying before, like their crossfires just seem to be like really spot on. They know how to get in the right position to make that work. This shot though, you didn't even see him. That's a really unfortunate. But again, like attacker, like just the plays, just the game sense to always hit them from angles they're not expecting. John, unfortunately, the fire will burn him up. But that was 3 players surviving for Tyloo. Looking to build up some sort of bank now. Only Summer on about 3K. We're seeing Bren with the buy up yet again. The utility is going to be so important. And a nice flashbang does force Dan King off the angle. They have 3 players committed towards Ivy. There's crossfire already set up for Tyloo. And I'm hoping they have a flashbang. I'm hoping they have something for this. Or Dan King is just going to slaughter them.
They've got utility. He's dodged it at the start. That goes his smoke just to block them off. Nade, some damage done. No kill off the back of it, but Slowly, oh my god. And then Nade kept Wits back because he was 8 HP. He had to avoid it. Then Slowly's able to isolate the fights one at a time. As soon as Wits looks away from the angle, Slowly's in with yet another. And although you'll normally see him holding B, this time they left somebody there all by himself with a scout. And boy, oh boy, as it paid off. This was a pretty heavy gamble stack, and they've obviously read Bren's book. They know what's going on. As Derek's left all by himself. A lonely boy looking for a 1v4.
He's got the bomb. Okay.
He's dead now.
5-0. I mean, I don't want to call it, but I'm not trying to call it, but I'm a little bit worried we could see a 16-0.
Well, good one, Jason. You just ruined it now. It's not going to happen. When you say it's going to be 16-0, it's never 16-0. Just a guarantee. Unless it's 15-0, then you get a pretty good chance.
Is that the Mitchman guarantee?
It is. Mitchman guarantee. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's early days. Bren must have something in store for us past what we're seeing at the moment. I mean, we've already seen pretty close rounds when it came down to just those pistols. I still have faith in them being able to potentially get up to 6 rounds. Like, considering the fact that they picked this map, I gotta have... I know in terms of predictions, we have to side with Tyloo 100% of the time. It would just be crazy to say, oh, well, they picked it, so they must be good. Like, no, that doesn't mean they'll win the map. This is their first real trial on train.
I mean, if that was the case, then whoever got first map pick in a series is like always gonna win.
Why first?
Hmm?
Why first map pick?
Because then don't you get the final veto?
No, the second guy does.
Okay, well
Pick,
then
pick, ban, ban, pick.
then you want second map pick.
Oh no, wait. Ban, yeah, ban, pick, ban, and then second guy gets to choose of 2 maps.
Okay, so then you want second.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. If that's how it works,
Then you're
you
gonna
get
win
to choose.
2-1 every time. Yeah.
Yeah. If that was the case, we would only play. We just ban down to 1 map and play it. Just play best of 1. Just be like, oh well, if you pick a map, you're gonna win it. So, you know, I wonder about map picks. I wonder with teams that have similar map pools. I don't think it makes a difference. I think it's like in football, home and away. People always say like, oh, you're playing away, you got disadvantage. Statistically, I think it's like the very slightest of disadvantages. You'd never notice it, and that's one way to do it. With team killed, slowly gets a double. A little bit greedy for more, but yeah, the CTs only lose 1 player, so they're not going to be terribly disappointed. I think I remember reading before, like, home and away makes effectively 0 difference in games, but
What?
people always say it does. Let me check the stats.
Watch The Last Dance. You like literally Michael Jordan talks about how when they had to play against Utah Jazz in the playoffs in their own, like after they lost game like 6 or something, they had to go back to Jazz's or something like that. Like they knew they struggled. Even his kids didn't go to the games there because they get yelled at so badly.
Like in baseball, for example, 52.6% of Major League Baseball regular season, it was 52.6% of home games won and 47.4% away games won. So it's like you can chalk that up to just a statistical anomaly, like the 3%. That's standard deviation. So at least in baseball,
I don't think you can when the sample size is so large though. For that
1,277 games. It's not that many.
I mean, it's more than the 30 you normally need for statistics.
Yeah, but you wouldn't expect it to be exactly 50-50 if it was an even chance.
So then you're agreeing with me that it is to affect and
No,
you win
no.
more at home.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's look into the round because maybe we're going to see the first round here picked up for Bren. 6-0 start. Now it's the 1-on-2 attacker left alone. Pro is on low HP. Witt's got the full health. He's got bomb going down. Surely Bren will win this round. How did that barbecue get up there?
Yeah, I'm always wondering who's chilling up there. Those seats don't look too comfortable either. I guess people like to watch trains.
Oh, is he going up into heaven? He's expecting someone to be there. Obviously gives a little bit of an overwatch of the site. Smoke goes down. If he sticks this and gets it, I'm going to be so tilted. You got 2 seconds left to jump onto it, and he's going to get taken down. Pro gets a triple kill. And finally, Bren do get themselves the first round. They're going to need more than this, though, especially T-side train. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I had, like, a force field in front of me, I would watch. I would watch a paintball, game from there. Cook up some hamburgers, some hot dogs. Have a couple drinks. Get some sun. Though it's not very sunny on train.
Jason, you want to know something interesting? It's just a random thing. I was just looking into it there.
You looked up something else, didn't you?
In different games, the percentage is different. So baseball's essentially irrelevant because it's so small that if you were to do it another 1,200, it might flip the other way because there's a certain degree it has to be out by. But with NFL, for example, it's between 55 and 60% of home team wins. So that's really interesting. That, like, I guess it's the pace of the game.
Yeah, well, look at baseball. Yeah, it's super slow, and like the crowd doesn't really have the impact because it's like, you know, you cheer when there's a home run, that's about it, or you cheer when there's a strikeout. You don't cheer when someone's like going for a play normally.
Yeah.
You always like, you know, do it after. Whereas in, you know, basketball, you're gonna be screaming defense the whole time and like rooting for your team, even during free throws.
Hmm.
If you're at an away game, you're gonna be, you know, like screaming to make them miss.
Mm.
Well, speaking of missing, Summer's not going to. Now down to the 4-on-2, 4-on-1 pro. Oh, that's your teammate.
Oh.
Pro left alone now, doesn't have the bomb. And, well, shouldn't really have a chance here in the 1-on-3. Gets shot from behind indirectly. Dan King spots him out, and Dan King won't get the kill to be somebody. But again, another switch round comes through, and Tyloo get themselves up to 7.
Also, in soccer, it's even more so.
Oh, what's that?
What do you mean? What's soccer? You are American.
You mean football?
What? What do you call American football? Just American football?
Football?
What? You call both football? You crazy?
No, I mean, call it American. I mean, in Europe, I call it American football. But
see, for
I don't
me,
use the word soccer here. I've been here long enough to not know, or to know not to do that.
Yeah, but see, for us in Ireland, we call it soccer. Like,
oh, really?
Dinko will say no, we don't, but that's because he's not from Ireland. We have football. We have our own football called Gaelic football.
Okay, so the UK calls it
yeah.
soccer.
No, they call it football, right?
No, but you're in the UK, right?
Do you want to die? Is that what this is, Jason? Yeah, we have our own kind of football. So, like in school, we're not allowed to have soccer teams. They wouldn't let us because it was an English sport. It was a weird thing.
Who wants to wake up at 7 a.m. on weekends to go drive your kids to play soccer? I don't.
Oh well, for us, all the clubs are after school. No one's getting up at 7 a.m. here. What are you crazy? Although I think we used to for Gaelic football, but that's besides the point.
Some deagles for Bren. Yeah, not really too much invested gun-wise. Oh, nice shot. Poppy Chulo's been hitting some sick shots with the deagle in this map so far. And he's gonna pull 2 defenders over towards the inner site, which might allow Pro to get a bomb plant, but he's got to find Summer first. And actually, Dan King, never mind. He's gonna be sticking around. Even Poppy's gonna back away. He wasn't able to get aggressive off that. Maybe look to rotate over towards Pop. Summer's just holding steady, and it's gonna be pretty immovable. Oh, even Dan King watching this angle. This is so tough.
Yeah, I mean, Pro should be dead in this one. 10 seconds. The nade even finishes him off. That's one way to do it. 8-1. Now, Jason, I feel like this is it's just one of those games. Like I was saying, coming into this map, it feels like a formality. You're hoping that Bren pulls something out of the bag, but the reality is it has to be beyond just a situation of, oh yeah, well they actually know how to play train, because even if they do, even if we'd seen them play it 5 times and do decently versus, you know, their peers, you're versus Tyloo. It's just not a map where you're going to see it. And I think I definitely agree with Fly when he said that it likes of an Inferno might have been good. You could see Tyloo tripping up there. They did, I think, the last time they played versus Bren there in January. But there's some good openings. This is a start to the T-side round. They need to win this one, and they're doing so, they're doing so relatively successfully until Ja falls. A 4 versus 2 nonetheless, though. So a very difficult comeback for Tyloo. Slowly's been huge. He's been finding 1vx's all over the place. Multi-kill rounds like crazy. Let's see if he can do it again. They're only bringing the bomb through now.
And I'm a little bit hesitant to see where the last player is going to be. It's Dan King on the AWP. Pushing in hard scope. He's going to hear the bomb going. Not going to expect Wits to be there. And at least all in Sully's position was already spotted out. So there should be a second round here for Bren. A hard-fought round. Yeah, you can see they're all trailed on his angle. Jumps across, gets caught. And there we go. 8-2 in favor of Tyloo, but Bren have been able to finally take a round. They're not able to break the bank too fully out of Tyloo. I mean, they've been able to get the extremely close. I mean, we see the double up not coming through out of Summer and Dan King. When you win this round, get yourself up to 3, you should be able to get to 4. Like, Tyloo should be on the save. And then, you know, 4 is pretty standard. Or, I mean, I guess you need maybe a little bit more than that, especially against Tyloo. Again, I don't feel like Bren's CT side was extremely strong on Mirage. I think it was more Tyloo not being as good. Oh, love the Max 7. I wonder if he's going to hold the angle. The up close angle. The nade as well. Should catch jaw. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Are they going to... Okay, nice flash. I thought they were going to kind of, you know, change up angles on each other or positions through the smoke.
No, not this time. We did see that yesterday, right? A couple times, actually. Yesterday was a bizarre day. It was in this game, it was Bren's game as well versus Mazalai. They were just slipping past each other. It's not often you see that either is a double op setup in SMG and a pistol. Certainly unusual. Oh, you're dead. Easy shot for Dan King. He looks for more on the push up close, and Poppy Chulo is very lucky he got away with that one. Not every day that Dan King's going to be missing a shot like that. Summer goes down, and really, if these guys can get near those ops to save them, I think that's what they've got to do. Jack coming up behind, though. Easy kill.
Oh, there we go. So signs of life within Bren. Again, the money's broken out of Tyloo. So Bren should be able to get to 4 from this. I think, you know, if you get yourself to like 6 rounds, got a very real chance. Because they're going to swap over. But again, it comes down to the op play in my eyes. Nice little flashbang. Again, the teamwork that we wanted to see out of, I guess, most teams in the region. And just, I mean, wow, nothing actually bought for Tyloo.
I like that.
But I don't think the round's necessarily over because they're all rushing through. Derek's got to hit some shots. He gets 4 kills. There you go. I was getting a little bit afraid that they were going to rush up and get like 2 or 3 kills, pick up the AKs, and still win the round.
Yeah, they've lost Pro. He got 1, Derek got 3. It was a fairly decent little hold from them. And those are the kind of rounds you've got to play out if you're Tyloo on a buy like that. You try to rush forward, you try to do some damage on the pistols, use the numbers to your advantage because you definitely don't have a weaponry advantage. Although somebody makes it look like he does. Just won a heads-up duel versus Derek. Now an AK to be picked up, and he'll try to save this. But Bren have got money. They can hunt him down. They can look for him. They know he's got no armor as well, so even just hitting him in the body should pretty much kill him because he won't be able to return fire. There you go.
I like that little off angle too. Catches them trying to peek towards the top of the dumpster. And so Bren, they take themselves 2 in a row. They get themselves up to 4. I still want to see more out of them though. They still have, you know, 3 rounds left to play out. Still a decent chance they could pick up quite a few more. And if they want to have a hope to take it to a map 3, they're going to have to. Derek, is he going to charge straight out? I mean, there's no op on the other side. He will get some ground. I don't think they're expecting him to be this close already, even though the smokes come down. Summers will be off to the side, and he does get punished. Somebody with the flash through onto Derek. Recover the AK. They keep the man advantage. And it's a little bit of a split here. 2 towards Ivy. 1 up and towards Halls. And 1 down towards T main. It's kind of a shame because of how quickly, you know, Derek went out mid. It didn't seem like there was a lot of backup. And the second he falls, it looks a lot like my matchmaking games where no one else, you know, goes with you. You call for the rush and everyone else just sits back and baits. I mean, obviously not baiting here, but you didn't get the kills that they were hoping for to open up an outside push.
Yeah, see, it wasn't even necessarily the kill so much as even if he just gets into Olaf, if he manages to sneak down green train, he's in a pretty good position then to cause some havoc as they push Ivy. He can open up another angle. But without him lurking around there or Olaf, you're looking at a pretty rough round. A fairly two-dimensional push. About as two-dimensional as they get. They're just coming out of main. Summer's up on top of the train. There's 1 on side as well. They have decent angles to play off of. There's 1 for Summer. He's full blind though. Really good flash coming through for Ja. As the attacker returns yet another. He's now got support. Drop down to the site. I don't know, Bren with 20 seconds. Can they really get this one done? Pro's now super low. So is Ja. And in just a couple seconds, it falls apart. Tyloo with a solid hold. Good setup. And despite that one flashbang connection from Ja, nothing really goes Bren's way.
Hey, luckily they still have money from the clean rounds they had before. They're gonna go into the op for Jaw. Interesting that actually he's gonna be using it over Wits. I mean, we know Wits is the primary opper, though we have seen Jaw use it when they go for doubles. I mean, Jaw, he's had against some good shots before. Thinking back to their game versus Mazalai. Maybe it's just more of a spawn. Oh, spots out 2 players. Of course, the angle's a little bit too tough, and he can't quite connect. Look how aggressive Tyloo are getting now. Summoned attacker, I like this. Going into T-Con. No one's there to stop them. They're actually holding out towards T-Spawn, however. They might have read into this slightly. Oh, no. Okay.
There we go. Pompey with 1 at least, but he goes down right afterwards. The smoke to allow the fallback. Summer's got tagged through the wall. Did he? He's down to 12 health. He's sticking up aggressive. Mollied out. Oh, he made a step. He's dead. No way he gets away with this. He's got a safe spot in the mollies. Whoops.
Oh.
A little bit too hesitant, or a little bit too eager, rather, to move out. He managed. I don't know how he's still alive, dude. He was ticked off with a Molotov. They knew he was in there.
Saving Private Summer right there. Somebody threw his body out into T-Con to change positions, and he falls instead.
This could cause problems. I mean, with Summer so low, he probably gets 1 at most. So a lot of pressure on the rest of the team with 35 seconds moving in towards the A site. Summer's still undetected. Dan King's going to try and distract them as they come on out of Pop Dog. No, look, there's 1. Oh, Dan King getting himself a double. That could make it possible. Slowly is in a great position to stop this bomb plant. 19 seconds left. Starts to move in towards team main. Moves back Brown. Stops. Oh, he can't get the bomb planter in time. And the shot right afterwards from Derek. If he got that bomb planter, things could have went their way. But it's just a second too late.
"30-degree window." I don't know what that means. I mean, I guess it's in relation to the op.
Yeah, I think it's a.
Is that the degrees you can see while scoped? Okay.
Probably, yeah. Single scoped, I'd guess.
All right, I like it. They're coming up with new stuff. I like that. You know, they're improving the mini map every day. I mean, we got Molotovs now on it. Adding in some new names for Joni McDroneface. Just programming.
Just waiting for Dinko to actually, you know, tell us the real name of the drone. We'll get it by the end of the tournament.
I don't think we will at this rate.
No. It's been a
Just
letdown.
named it after himself.
We could call it Dinklage.
Is that where he got his name from?
I'm
I don't know how
not
he got
even
his
sure.
alias.
He was probably really surprised when he dinked someone for the first time.
I wonder where Blood got his alias from. I feel like I asked him
I have a
once,
theory, but I
forgot.
don't want to say it.
Okay.
We'll
You know,
talk
while we're
after.
in break, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Last round of the first half. Somebody's going to go for the flank. The bomb is down, and Jaw's going to be dinked up. He's going to fall. He has the bomb. This push is not going to work out now. The AK picked up. The Molotov is well in hand. Trying to keep Wits away, and Wits will connect the shot. A high-pressure situation. He comes out on top. In the meantime, is taking down Dan King and locks down this outside control.
There we go, slowly. Only good for the 1. Attacker on the Deagle for a 1v3. Chances are pretty damn low. The bomb is being planted now, so there's no chance of finding the player. And it's blissfully unaware, just planting that bomb. But, oh, he almost had a chance. Almost an opportunity. 9-6 is how we finish it. Bren with a decent T side. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. 6 rounds is fine. How are they going to fare a CT side, though? That's the real question.
They lost 6 straight, 1-1, then lost 2 again.
Look at Wits. Wits has got 4 kills. It's going to have to go huge, really. Like, if they want a chance, Wits has to do well in the AWP.
Or maybe it's just going to be Jaw playing the AWP. I mean, we already saw them make the adaptation before. Again, maybe that was for the peak. But yeah, completely agree. You need to see him starting to step up. 4 kills is not going to be enough on a map like this when you need to have the op to depend on.
Too much Valorant.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
coming
happy
in.
I haven't said spike yet.
Somebody's at least found the opening with the classic. And we're looking at a Ja trying to ghost his way to success. Sitting down on the B side. I mean, with the USP, he didn't stand the best of chances. If he gets waterfalled on, there's 3 players outside this site, 1 up above Pop Dog. This could be a very convincing push to the B site. Still utility to play with as well. That's on Summer. He's got a smoke. You can take away the connector player. I'm just looking at where these guys are moving though. Oh, the step, Ja. You've messed that one up. They know you're close. They know there's a player far. That's the info to play with as they come down. Has anyone communicated the step? You heard him. Ja somehow gets away with murder. No one was even aware of that.
Oh, he needs to hit the shots, Derek. Oh, and Poppy doesn't even get a single shot off there. Jaws left alone in the 1-on-3. No kit. He has a flashbang. He's going to be listening and watching for an angle towards CT, and he's going to have to change things up. He's going back towards connector. And you got somebody in Summer there waiting. I don't know how I feel like he's going to be able to secure this. Or he's been spotted out. This should be Tyloo getting a 10th round. Even the Goosh coming through. They're just going to chase him down. They want this kill, and somebody's going to secure it. That's 10-6.
Yeah, not really the pistol round that Bren wanted to give away. The fact is now, with Tyloo on double digits and the CT side for Bren, I imagine this is going to be fairly clear cut. It's a force by now for Bren. That puts probably 12-6 on the board for Tyloo. All they have to do is claim this one. A scout, presumably for wits. The rest of the players just on pistols. Maybe double scout set. No. Okay, just a single. They've given a deagle to Ja. I don't know. We need to see Wits hit some 6 shots here if they're going to have a chance. This scout is the pivotal part on a map like Terrain. I mean, you'll often see the double scout setup. I'm surprised we don't. Quite surprised. But I guess Jazz not feeling it. Got a nice aggressive hold. Well, actually, just looking at where Ja is, he's playing aggressive on ramp on B. So if you're solo B, you don't want to have a scout. That's for sure. And he afforded the utility to just drop a smoke. I don't mind this. I think that's a good B hold. They've got to stack up on A. I like the strategy. I like the setup. Let's see if it works now. Because it's all well and good sitting in the right positions, but you've still got to shoot them in the head.
All they have is the flash and smoke for utility. No kit. There we go. Tyloo making some moves on outside. Summer's gonna at least hear the scout shot towards connector, and well, like I said, he needs to hit heads. Doesn't seem to be going that way here for Bren. John Poppy left alone. Bomb has been planted. Okay, John, potential to get this kill. There you go. Hits the head. Gets a gun down, but Bren don't seem to, or sorry, Tyloo don't even seem to really care. The attacker's still holding his angle. The ump will be picked up, but this will be around again for Tyloo. They're just looking for exit frags. Maybe steal away an AK would be ideal, though I don't see Tyloo ever pushing into them.
No, and even if they do, like, it's only ever going to be the SMG, right? That's why we saw the UMP pushing forward in the connector. So they've given away an ump. Well, that's not really going to be the biggest of deals to them. As we go 11-6, Bren have 3 weapons for the next round. The 2 deagles, the UMP to be dropped over, or maybe the deagle to be dropped over because Ja has armor. So he's probably going to do better with that ump. I'd maybe buy up a smoke if I was Ja. Play solo B with the UMP. Let the deagles try to work the A site. There we go. He's got a smoke. I like it. Like you're thinking, Ja. And again, I feel like Bren have got a decent understanding of this map already. We saw it on the T side. We're definitely seeing it CT as well. Look, exactly. Ja, solo B, with a smoke, with the UMP and armor. Done everything right. Problem is, again, though, you're against Tyloo. These pistols have to show up massively. There's the opening build for Wits. Okay. Starting it off well. AK retrieved. He gets naded to hell, though. Good spray by attacker. Not able to transfer. Wits with another before eventually going down. That's great damage. I'm already happy with what Bren have been able to do, considering the round and how it started, considering the setup we've seen. But Derek brings it even further. Ja, able for another, and what is this? Tyloo surely not about to lose this round. 2 deagles, a UMP, and a P250. And now it's a 1v2. Slowly has to win. UMP does some damage to him, and he's up against Derek's Deagle. Derek's moving forward. He's managed to get out to the bomb site. That bomb has to be retrieved. He doesn't have sight on it, but he's about to. Over on the right side, he's been spotted out. Good headshot, but ooh, he even finishes it off. It was through the train initially with that Deagle. And the shot to the feet to finish him. What a round. I don't believe Bren have actually won that. And again, I want to commend the setup. A 4-man A-stack. Zhao buying up the smoke, taking the UMP, playing solo on the ramp of B. And Wits did so well. I don't know how he managed so much from that position.
And also Derek with the Deagle shot right there. Allows Jaw to push out pretty freely out of pop. We're still into the buy-up though to Tyloo. So again, it's not going to get easier for Bren. They do have the op for Wits. He's going to go for the early peek. Molotov comes in. He's going to sit inside of it. That's going to be a whopping 56 damage now done. Jaw even being shot before he gets the incendiary down. Gonna smoke it off now. And Summer throwing in a smoke over towards Pop. Actually from towards T-spawn, trying to fake somewhat of an outer play. Let's keep 3 players honest at the moment, and we've seen this set up here quite a few times, but again, it comes down to hitting the shots, and Jaw's only able to get 1. Wits now, even the body blocking his op shot, so he can't even see the player peeking around. Bomb should be going down here momentarily. Incendiary might buy some time. And just a little bit of damage.
Wits in danger if he re-peeks towards oil, but Dan King's just tucking in now, ready to hold for the connector play. For anybody getting aggressive up close, Pro in danger. He peeks the angle, not ready for it. Dan King on 1. Wits comes down. What? Great headshot by Dan King. What a connection. And a 2v2 now. Derek pulling it all the way back as Summers left alone. They drop a smoke on the bomb. They're going to go for the defuse. Summers going to have trouble dealing with them. He's got to find the first kill onto the player that's not defusing, but he doesn't be able to take him down above the smoke, and that is it. An 8th round for Bren. Oh, we could be in for a series here. And Bren are putting up one hell of a fight, and I gotta say, I don't have criticisms about their train so far. Their T side was decent. They managed to put up a good fight. Their force buy handled really well. That full buy right there, great performance by Derek, pulling it all the way back. Even despite Dan King's huge play. Look at this shot.
That was...
Whoa, it's nuts.
Yeah. That was like a 3K for him, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And it seems like maybe there is a reason Bren decided to go towards train. Maybe their CT side is that strong. To be fair, on Mirage, it looked pretty good CT-wise. It was when they were attacking that they were struggling. Derek, oh, he might be overrun here. Flashbang comes through, sets him up for a 2nd kill. Again, I mean, we might be harsh on Wits a bit with AWP, but his flashes have been pretty good on this map. They set up his teammates for some kills. It's on the Summer and somebody. They got the Deagles. I think Bren are going to have their cleanest round to date. Of course, just as I say that, it now means that somebody's going to get like 3 kills.
I do think it's very easy to just look at a scoreboard after game, especially if you identify the opera and go, ha, he's bad. But the thing is, you know, it's not necessarily always about getting the frags. There was a point where I remember a couple of games for NIP back in the day where Exist was getting like 4 or 5 kills and they were winning. And everyone was like, oh, get rid of Exist. He's trash. Like, you go on HLTV, all the forums were just, Exist, noob, get him out the team. It's like, you're so dumb. Like, without Exist there, they probably lose that game. If you put someone in that gets 15 kills. Because the rest of the team probably wouldn't. They wouldn't be set up the right way. That's the thing. I think, you know, obviously if you're Wits... It's not, if you're a primary operator, it's not necessarily you can fall back and say, oh, well, I was, you know, leading the team to success other ways. Your opera probably shouldn't be the one that's coming through with the most utility usage. I do feel like it's very difficult for Wits in a lot of ways, though. One point that was made earlier I wanted to expand on was the fact that Wits finds a lot of opening duels. Okay, how does he do that? Posts on an angle, waits for the peak. Why does he get them? Because people don't use flashes in this. But why does he struggle so much in the mid rounds? Well, because, as we said, people don't use flashes in this level of Counter-Strike. And the issue is, his teammates are not setting him up for success in that sense. He's finding it much harder then to go in for those fights in more aggressive positions. Look at someone like Simple. He's out running around with an AWP, just shooting at everyone. The team are helping. He's getting his flashes. If he's going into a position like he's pushing from short on Dust 2 to mid, someone's going to flash through. He's going to have blinded opponents to peek into, or at least they'll use it to push players off the angle so he can post up. For Wits, it feels very much like he's just in a DM sometimes, having to go up against people with the op, and obviously your success rate's going to be a lot lower in that scenario.
Kind of similar to like Destroyer, as we were mentioning.
Very much so.
You know, peeking into Kaze, it's not going to be easy if you don't have a team to help you out. And you shouldn't really be getting those kills most of the time, and you can't really be mad at him for not doing that, for not being able to. He's moving around 21, nice little double drop down, but Derek, that was his 20th kill of the map so far. Eliminates them, and Tyloo was starting to struggle and train. You know, I would have thought after Mirage, this should have been a relatively easy map for them. Bren's CT side is starting to prove strong, and they don't even really need the effect of an AWP so far.
And they haven't needed it at all. And Derek is having a blowout series. I mean, at the moment, he's been responsible for a lot of rounds when it comes down to those light buys with the Deagles. The round directly afterwards, where they shut down the B, or they get the B retake, where he double opened it, trading back his team completely. Right there, they come down pop dog, easy pickings.
I mean, I feel like Tyloo probably should have traded that kill though.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I think the fact that Derek's putting himself in these positions where he's punishing those mistakes from Tyloo again and again. I mean, there's 3 rounds now where he single-handedly pulled them from having little chance into having a pretty significant advantage, keeping them alive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with these pistols, what do? Do they rush in her? You got some utility behind this, so they could set themselves up for a plant.
3 smokes, so it could be an A hit. Depends on... Oh, it could be Ivy. Okay, that's the last one I would have guessed, but we'll see how this one goes.
I mean, Derek, he's been on form, 20 kills. 2 towards Pop last time. This time he's going to be holding towards Ivy, and well, they actually just start to back away. I wonder what the call was, what the decision was to just say, all right, this isn't going to work. Maybe they're expecting some aggression out of Bren.
Yeah,
they wanted to get that early kill.
The smoke that got dropped by the CTs as well just made them bail out of there. Didn't want to participate in those sort of shenanigans. But they've shown presence, right? That's going to keep the 3 players towards the A side. The problem is they're still walking into a fairly decent stack on B, and Wits is here with the op. He's holding aggressively, ready for them to come through. There's another opening duel for the man himself. Most openings of the tournament, and he bails on out. Plays on the back of B. The smoke will, well, should stop them. The nade. Oh, that's going to do some damage. Slowly now, nice and squishy. Jat finds one even blind, and yeah, this round is hopefully over if logic is prevailing. Yeah.
Quad kill for Wits. All right. I mean, he had
money.
3 kills at one point, I think it was, that you mentioned. But he's definitely stepping up when they need him to. And that's kind of what we said. Like, we need, you know, maybe that standout player. And I think we've had a couple of rounds where it's changed who that person's been. Derek has done extremely well in a couple of rounds. So has Papachulo. Jaw as well, up to 17. And finally, Wits gets himself a quad kill. And Tyloo now on the precipice of going down, losing their lead. And now I think there seems to be confidence in Wits' side. Look how aggressive he's gotten. Just burn a little bit of his health away. They slowly made their way in towards Olaf, now going in towards Green Train. Smoke's allowing them to get this extra ground. This is, I think, one of the first times we've seen them get this far up on the outer bomb site.
Summers at least opened it up, giving them a chance. Great shot by Slowly as Wits falls. A man advantage fades from Bren's control. Pros giving away his position. Drop the bomb though. The rotates fully on their way. The push through the smoke catches him off guard as Papichulo puts it to a 1v2. Attacker, no info remaining. He's got to take his time clearing out these angles and getting back over towards that bomb. Time he gets there, smokes are going to be faded completely. And the CTs are going to have a really strong angle on it. Sees one, but he's not ready for the second player. Jumping up on top, here he goes for the bomb. Oh no, the little sneaky play to the middle of sight, but again, that second player, they weren't ready for Ja. 12 to 11. Bren take the lead now on their CT side. What a time to be alive.
Look at the money too. I mean, they can lose out on like 1, maybe 2 rounds and be okay. That second shot out of Pro, I want to say it's a little bit lucky, but I mean, that was a small little thing that could have changed the tide, changed the outcome of that round. And we're going back to the pistols for Tyloo. No double ops coming in. Wits gets the shot onto attacker, even while blinded up. Let's get out early and gets punished, and they're going quickly in towards Ivy, and Derek's already waiting. The spray comes through. 2, 3 go down. And it looks like Bren are going to go up 2 here now on the CT side.
Here's the full buy coming through. If Tyloo lose this, I think we're seeing a third map. The CT side from Bren so far has been solid as can be. I really didn't imagine that this would happen. You know, we talked in the pre-show about maybe Bren have got something prepared on train, but it's very difficult to side in their corner just because we don't know. And yet here they are. They're showing us that we should have believed from day one. The poll has just concluded. No doubt that's Tyloo having a discussion about how they want to approach this as they come into what could be their last chance at winning this map, at least without hitting overtime.
Well, Dan King's on the up, and I think he's out for revenge. He's got could be a bit of punishment here, but Attacker takes down Papachu. I think goes over towards Pop. He just rushes straight down. They're tired of losing. They're tired of gearing things up, and Wits is pushing up aggressively. He does get at least the 1 kill. I didn't even expect him to get that, to be fair, considering what the position slowly was. Tyloo maintained the man advantage. Derek, yeah, you can't go up there not with Attacker waiting. So leaving slowly over towards Ivy. You've got now somebody still pushed up. There's the Halls. I mean, they kind of have like 2 players outside. They're really depending on Jaw to hold inner. And Pro's having to watch kind of like 2 different angles here, which makes things very difficult for him, especially when we already had slowly get a kill in this position before. And now with Attacker backing him up, it seems like they do want to continue to make this push happen. Wait, the entire team's going to Ivy? No. Summers, he's got a smoke. I think that's going to go towards Pop again.
Here we go. Smoke on the left side. This gives away the pushes coming in. Pro's ready for it. Finger on the trigger. Takes down Attacker. Great trade by Slowly with a pre-fire around the corner. Now a 3v2. Derek waiting to push out of this smoke and Pop Dog. He's completely removed from play. He's got to make a move. Jazz by himself. But he sits there. He waits. And because of that 1-for-1 trades happen, 12 seconds left. They're going to go for the plant yet again. He can stop it. 9 seconds. They've got to get this down. The smoke wasn't in play in time. It's picked up by somebody. 4 seconds. He's going to get it done, right? Just about enough time. Derek comes over, knows where he is. The spam, but it's not connecting. Somebody goes up on top of the train. AWP in hand. Sees Derek on there. Oh, good shot returned. He's chipping away at his health. But Derek's got to be careful. Just 1 bullet of this up and it'll all be over. Somebody on the long rotate going all the way down to Ivy. That should catch Derek off guard, and indeed it does. 12 for Tyloo. God, that came close though.
Such a close round yet again. Like Tyloo, they can't get any clean rounds on this T side. Big shout to Bren with the play, and I can't believe he was pushing through the smoke like that. I can't believe he almost pulled off the clutch to get them up to 14. Obviously, slowly with that refrag was amazing, but to see them kind of plant the same spot multiple times and be unsuccessful 2 times in a row, you had to assume Bren was going to win that. I would have been so frustrated if I was Tyloo there, especially when they have the smoke down before or towards Pop. Some of the aggression's being halted. Lack of utility for Tyloo's side because of losing so many players in the last round alone. Dan King, you're not gonna be able to see through the smoke. He's gonna boost over. Oh, I like this. If they're there a little bit earlier on, they would have had Derek. But Derek actually might push up for the peak again. He was starting to make his way up there. The smoke's gonna fade though, so he's definitely not gonna peek into it. But it's a big 4-man play on the outer bomb site as Wits is still gonna maintain the connector. He actually peeks into the Molotovs, even shoot. He's down to 26 health now.
Smoke on the left side. That's just to distract them and hopefully keep the players dedicated towards that part of the map. They've actually got 4 on A at the moment. As Tyloo moved to the B side, Jazz spots them, molly down. Rotate on its way from Wits, who's going to be here with the AWP. And with 35 seconds left, there's got to be a big move by Tyloo. Getting into this site is not going to be easy. Wits has moved position to play up on the site, conscious of a smoke going down to connector. Jazz spotting another. They should start a heavier rotate towards B, but they're not going to be here in time. The players on the side have to do all the work. Jazz 1-for-1s. Wits fires off. Oh no, somebody goes onto the ladder. I don't think he meant to do that. The bomb dropped in the open on the A side for the rotate, and that is it. A very swift conclusion to that round. The fake not quite selling in the way they wanted it to. I feel like B commitment would have been the play, but I understand, you know, they figured they dragged more rotates, having been spotted out twice. But now 14-12. As Bren close in on that victory, we could be seeing a map 3.
I think it's definitely in the cards. And if I have to even double check if I wrote this down correctly. Is that really overpasses a 3rd map too? I mean, we saw Bren yesterday going to overpass and finished off 19-17 against them for Mazalai. I mean, Tyloo, they have won it 67% of the time, so 2 out of the 3 times they played it. Bren, however, 33%, and Tyloo, well, they beat Vici twice on it, 16-6, 16-9. They lost to Tiger, 19-15. I played it fairly recently, but who knows? Like, I mean, I think again, we thought this was going to be a 2-0, especially after the first map. Like that second half turned so dominating. Bren,
Yeah,
you take a win here and you beat a top team. You also set yourselves up nicely to stay out of that bottom 2.
I mean, we gotta again give massive props to players like Derek, who's just setting up the team, leading the charge in terms of the fragging department. Jazz had some good rounds. He's got to have a better one here. Now stuck on the bomb site. Not by himself, though. Papichulo's made the rotate. Tyloo committing to B early on. They managed to find 1-for-1 trades, but they don't know about the players still tucked up on the site. Jazz has been found. Dealt with quite quickly. Pushing forward just after Wits spammed the smoke. DanKing takes him down. And I mean, Bren, they've not got a lot of money. Pro and Ja are quite low on cash, and I think they probably should just try and save these weapons.
You know, we were talking about like inconsistency out of Bren, and I think we're kind of seeing it here. Like, I mean, you think back to Mirage, their CT side was all right, 8-7. Then they only take 1 round before Tyloo finish off the game. Here, I mean, they win themselves 7 rounds in a row on CT side before they lose their first. Did lose the pistol in the follow-up round, but ever since then, like, those rounds were so dominating. Let's try by Derek to get a kill and to take away some money from Tyloo's side. Can they close it out? That is something potentially I would worry for them. They're gonna buy up an op for Wits. They're gonna run out of money relatively soon. To tie things up, I wonder if Bren's gonna have a decent buy.
I think we've got a 300 IQ play by Tyloo in the previous round. I think that was Derek's A go B. And it worked. Just avoid him.
Hey, if it wins you rounds.
And Derek's just, he's playing too good, honestly. I would actively avoid him at this point, or try to deal with him. You know he's playing Ivy. So either push up there at the start of the round and try to get him out. You post the op as they've done, and you can see they tried to do it, right? They had the round where they boosted the op off the smoke, then pushed up, but they got mollied out. Instead, it's going to be just a dead-on A hit. They've taken down Pro, and Papichulo, here's Derek's time to shine. Gets 1 from afar, tucks into Ivy. He's ready for somebody's push. Looks for that 1v1, and he's been offered it. Somebody goes down. My God, he just goes one after another, destroying them. Luckily, Ja was spotted in the smoke, so it is a 1v3 for Wits, but dude, Derek's just too consistent. What happened? Yesterday, this dude couldn't throw a flashbang. Like, he genuinely team flashed more than he flashed enemies. And yet here he is, absolutely shredding the best team in Asia. I can't process what, like, day to day, Bren have turned from a team that lose to the worst team in the tournament to genuine contenders against the best team in Asia. Explain, please, someone.
I think the answer when you get back is that Tyloo just played to level their opponents.
In one way, true. I mean, look at all the 1v1s they just offered to Derek.
Oh,
But this...
oh.
Oh, God. It's not how
I
you
mean, the
wanna
thing
lose
is,
it.
obviously, Derek is popping off 30 kills in regulation.
He's
Is
nuts.
pretty ridiculous. Wits, you know, we got to give him a shout out. We talk, you know, negatively about him quite a bit, but he's definitely stepped up from what, the 3 kills he had towards the end of the first half. He's up to 15. He's been getting in there. He's been definitely like, you know, being more consistent with the op, which is something we wanted to see out of the opper for Bren Esports. He's been hitting a lot more shots, especially like high pressure shots when they're up close. Now tied up at 14 apiece. Wits, they're gonna get the op back to his hands. Derek, I give him the M4. Why does he have the FAMAS? You got to give your top fragger that gun. And if they lose this round, Tyloo's on 15, and they don't really have much money.
Do you remember
game.
There was a game in the first week, I can't remember which player it was, but someone had like 5 kills. And they took an M4 or an AK while their teammate who had 20-something had a deagle. I was just looking at that like, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but why have you got the rifle? Like, you gotta accept when you're not having a good game, or when your teammate's having a god tier game, and give them the weapon. But apparently, it's not how this works. Derek, great game so far. You're holding it down single-handedly. You're finding multi-kills every round. Here's the FAMAS. Let's see what he can do with it. He might have to use it, and he finds one from the side. Unfortunately, that's going to be it.
Well, they tried avoiding Derek, but he's like, surprise, I'm still here. But it's only the one. They still have Jaw here. Flashbang comes through. It's really nice. He got for a big stack towards the inner bomb site. I don't know if Tyloo are going to expect this, because Dan King's going to be peeking with the bomb, but he gets the kill in a Jaw either way. 4-on-2. Papachulo now here. Wits rotating in. I mean, they already killed 3 players towards the B site. You would have to imagine they're going to rotate outer. Or are they just going to continue to push through? Dan King's by himself, and he's still peeking this angle. They have Wits on an op. There was a chance he could have died towards upper, and they would have had to have wasted a smoke or a flash to pick it back up, but smoke's going down. It's all on Papachulo. Wits is not really be given in too well of an angle, but he gets the first kill in a slowly, but it might just be the fake.
Why is the
Dan
bomb
King,
still
you got
B?
bomb, bro. Oh no.
What is going on?
Push. Dan King has to spawn him.
Okay, he got the kill, but what? Like, what? Why?
If he dies, if Poppy wins that
Why?
fight, it's over.
What's the point? Why are you pushing A with 2 players and Dan King's staying with the bomb upper B by himself? I'm scratching my head, Tyloo. What are you doing? It works out, but again, as we said before, works out doesn't mean it's right. Bad plays sometimes win rounds, but jeez, that was odd. The problem with the stack there for Bren is that they showed 2 players bottom ramp, right? Then you saw the peek from Derek 3 seconds later. There's no way the player had made it to upper from ramp. So they killed one lower ramp, then they killed Derek. They know there's another player. While they're waiting to deal with him, and we eventually saw the swing by Dan King, all that time, the rotates were on their way. They eventually deal with the player upper, but now they know that those guys have rotated in, and they know there's at least one more on the B side, that there should be, logically. So at no point are they really ever set up in a position where the CTs can catch them off guard with that stack. Tyloo constantly know the kind of odds that they're up against. Really nice shots by Wits there on both occasions to save over that AWP. But we need to see it do more.
That's something I've been criticizing him on, is not hitting those high pressure shots when they're up close. But he's definitely been proving me wrong here, and you got to give him the credit. I don't know. I feel like Bleh should have no hair left. If he dies, that's it. And he almost did die. And now into the final round of regulation, Bren have nothing.
I think, honestly, if Dan King had died in that situation, they lost the round, it would just be polite of Tyloo to forfeit the series. Yeah, just go back to the drawing board. Let Bren have it. Yeah, it's not going to hurt you that much. Be nice dudes. But no, at 15 to 14, chances are there for them to take this across the line. Hopefully Tyloo are awake after what was a scary previous round. Pro is literally floating. But now he starts to move on forward. And we'll see what he can get done. He gets flashed. Both players actually got flashed. Yeah. And then down goes somebody. A little upgrade for Pro. Bumper control. Firmly secured. Players on B are pincered. They've got to go up and deal with this guy. Pro moves and gets shot just as he does. And this could be the end of it now. 4 versus 2. Derek on a deagle. Derek gets it on a deagle. Of course he does. Because he's Derek. Pappy's nicked the AK. But Derek's got an op. With low HP, I think that's a reasonable thing. They don't have a... So they've no smoke. They have a molly for upper. Or lower, I guess.
And again, Tyloo have a smoke to block it off if needed. And a flash. Time's taken away. 20 seconds left to go. Derek has the kit. He's going to be sticking it. Need to peek out on this one. They're going to spot him out. He's still holding on to it. He does get killed off in the nick of time. There had to have been 0.01 seconds left. And Tyloo will clutch it out at the very end. But you know what, Mitch? They shouldn't feel good about that victory. Not at all.